Royal backlash erupts. Princess Leonor's love faces national resistance. The cameras always show the fairy tale. The gowns. The romance. The perfect crown. But tonight, Spain is whispering something it was never supposed to say. They don't want her love. They don't want her choice. And the royal future everyone assumed was guaranteed may be collapsing before it even begins. They said a princess should fall in love with someone safe, someone predictable, someone who fits the picture. But Leonor's heart didn't cooperate. And now, Spain is reacting. Loudly, emotionally, relentlessly. Yet the truth none of them expected is this: the resistance might not break her. It might define her. From the moment rumors began, the reaction wasn't polite curiosity. It was alarm. Headlines didn't ask who he was. They questioned if he was good enough, worthy enough, Spanish enough. A princess is allowed to be admired but not questioned. Until now. Why did one relationship ignite so much national pressure? Why did love suddenly feel like a threat to the crown? It began quietly, the way all dangerous stories do. A photograph. A sighting. A name whispered only in elite circles. But within hours, the speculation wasn't about romance. It was about backlash. People close to the palace described the mood in one word: tense. Because if this love story continued, it wouldn't just change Leonor's life. It could reshape the monarchy. Spain, a country balancing tradition with fragile modern identity, sees its future queen as a symbol, not a person. A symbol must be perfect. A symbol must be strategic. But Leonor is human, and humans fall in love unpredictably. This contradiction is fueling the conflict. Is Spain protecting its monarchy, or is it punishing a young woman for feeling something real? Her family is caught in the middle. King Felipe, a ruler trained to remain calm, now faces an issue he cannot control with diplomacy. Queen Letizia, fiercely protective of her daughters, reportedly fears the emotional toll more than the political consequences. And Leonor, raised to be dutiful, suddenly finds herself wrestling with something the throne never taught her: heartbreak under national scrutiny. Behind palace walls, conversations have grown heavier. Not about wedding plans, but about image, perception, and legacy. They are not asking if the relationship is genuine. They are asking if the country will accept it. And that question opens a darker one: what if the future queen must sacrifice love to secure the crown? Yet those who know her say Leonor is not fragile. She is quiet but resolute. She was not raised to collapse under pressure. She was raised to face it. Which is why, when private discussions turned confrontational, she reportedly answered with a simple belief: she deserves to choose her own future. That statement didn't calm tensions. It intensified them. Because now, the palace faces a new dilemma. Not a rebellious teenager. A determined woman. But who is the person at the center of this storm? Why does their name provoke resistance, suspicion, and discomfort? The answer is layered. Some say background. Some say influence. Some say fear of change. Others say the real problem isn't the partner, but what they represent: a break from aristocratic tradition. A union built on connection, not strategy. A royal match that feels modern, emotional, unpredictable. And history shows that unpredictable love stories rarely end quietly in royal families. Public reaction has split into two camps. One that cheers for her happiness, seeing her as a woman in a world that still tries to control her narrative. And another that sees danger everywhere. To heritage, to politics, to national identity. And when fear and love collide, history becomes unstable. But in private moments, away from tabloids and tradition, there is something softer happening. Two young people caught in a situation larger than themselves. Their relationship is not dramatic by design. It's simple, ordinary, human. And that humanity is the very thing the world seems unwilling to let them have. The pressure is relentless. Not because the love is scandalous, but because the crown is fragile. Spain has lived through crisis, controversy, and transition. Every public figure must be careful. Every gesture is magnified. And Leonor, more than anyone, carries the burden of legacy she did not choose. The question now is not whether she is in love. It is whether she will be allowed to stay in love. Will the palace concede to public pressure? Will the country soften its resistance? Or will history repeat itself, forcing sacrifice in the name of stability? Those close to the couple describe moments of uncertainty, emotional strain, and quiet fear. Not fear of exposure, fear of loss, the kind of loss that leaves a permanent shadow. Yet in every retelling of their story, one truth emerges: they are still holding on. Not out of rebellion, but out of belief that their feelings matter, even when the world says otherwise. Spain stands at a crossroads. A new generation wants authenticity. The old guard demands tradition. Leonor is caught between both worlds, expected to embody the future while honoring the past. And her love has become the battleground where those identities collide. The world will continue to speculate. The press will continue to provoke. Critics will continue to question. But beneath the headlines sits a quiet, powerful reality. A future queen fighting not against her nation, but for herself. For the first time, Spain is witnessing not a princess being shaped by the crown, but a woman reshaping what the crown should be. So perhaps the backlash is not the end of her story. Perhaps it is the beginning of her legacy. A legacy defined not by duty alone, but by courage, conviction, and impossible choices made in the name of love. Because every dynasty has a turning point. Every crown has a moment where tradition bends or breaks. And history rarely remembers those who played it safe. It remembers the ones who dared to change the world, even when the world pushed back. Leonor may not have chosen this fight. But she is living it. And in doing so, she is forcing Spain to answer a question it has avoided for generations: can a queen be both sovereign and human? And can a country learn to love her for both? The backlash may be loud. But love, no matter how fragile, is often louder. And that truth, whispered in private, may decide the future of a nation watching every step she takes.